If you want to know why time blocking and deep work are literally a match made in heaven when it comes to making unstructured work days feel more productive, then keep watching. Hey there, planner friend. So in today's video, as I said in the intro, we're going to be looking at time blocking and empty days. Now, when I first started doing time blocking, it didn't go very well because although time blocking is essentially a productivity technique where you have designated blocks of time for doing specific tasks, I ended up treating it as though it was some sort of rinse and repeat routine that I could just spread across an entire week. So yeah, I turned my week into a Groundhog Day, and it didn't really inspire me to follow that routine, although part of me felt like it should have been this award-winning routine that was going to help me get things done. The inner rebel in me just was like, no, I want my freedom, and just did not stick to it at all. Now, I thought I'd given up on time blocking until I watched a video that Ryan Holiday did interviewing Cal Newport, and Cal Newport wrote a book called Deep Work, and that's where we're going to get to the deep work bit in the moment. But Cal Newport essentially shared his technique for doing daily planning and talked about how it's really important to time block the unstructured empty days. I'll pop a link to that video because it's here on YouTube. But what I really liked is that, empty days aren't necessarily these days for doing nothing. Empty days are more these unstructured work days where you can actually sit down and focus on the things that you need to get on with. So these are your deep work days. Now, the problem is, although they are unstructured work days for deep work, if you don't put some structure in, it's just going to go awry and you're going to end the day feeling like you haven't been that productive. Or at least I know that is true for myself. You see, the empty days are the days that are really important for me to work on my business rather than in my business. And when I'm working on my business, that's when I feel like I'm really living life on purpose, like I'm achieving my higher goals. Whereas when I'm working in my business, it's like firefighting mode. I might be shipping orders, bookkeeping, updating stock levels, all of those kind of not really exciting tasks, shall we say, but very necessary tasks. So when I get those deep work days, I really, really love them, and I want to make the most out of them and feel like I've really had some focused time on doing essential business building tasks. And that's where the time blocking comes into it, because as I said, although it is an unstructured work day in that you don't have all of these meetings or, you've got bookkeeping to do or orders to fulfill, that kind of thing, although it is unstructured in that sense, if you don't have the structure of having a time blocking system for how and when and where you're going to do your deep work, time can just run away from you, and you can end up going down a rabbit hole doing research on a particular thing, or down a YouTube rabbit hole, or down any kind of rabbit hole, because you haven't been very strict with yourself in terms of how you're going to use this gorgeous free day that's ahead of you. I have a bit of an embarrassing admission to make in that I had resisted using any kind of insert that would allow me to do time blocking. Firstly, because, my really bad experience of doing the timetable rinse and repeat thing, but also because I just thought, the only other option is maybe a daily insert, going to having a daily plan for each of my days. And my days aren't that busy. Like, I always assumed that a daily insert was for someone who's this high-powered executive running around from meeting to meeting and all of this kind of stuff. And actually, I've come to realize that a daily schedule can be great for anybody who wants to feel like they've achieved the stuff on their to-do list. Yes, a weekly insert is great because it gives me almost like a top level view of my week, and I can put some of my meetings and errands that I need to do within that weekly insert. But when I get down to a daily insert, this is where I'm being really focused and really intentional with my time. Another thing that I really love about using a daily insert is that I can have these blocks of time for doing different tasks, but I'm also going to be really careful about not wasting time, because I know I've got a certain size container to complete something in terms of, you know, I've got this slot of time where I'm working on a specific task. So I'm not going to become too caught up in the weeds, as it were, of maybe going down that research rabbit hole that I shouldn't do, which is so easy for me to do because I love like deep diving into subject matter. Hey there, planner friend. I am interrupting my own video to ask a massive favour. If you're not yet subscribed, would you consider hitting that subscribe button for me? It would help this channel out so much, and it would mean the world to me, as well as giving me a little bit of an ego boost, which I'm not ashamed to admit. We all need that little boost sometimes. Plus, it will really help the content to reach more people, as well as help me create even better content. So hit that subscribe button. Let's get back to the video. So how I now do my daily planning is I will have my monthly insert and my weekly insert to hand within my planner, and I will look to see at a top level what's going on, what I've got coming up, what deadlines are happening, if there are certain content creation things that I need to get done for the month ahead. That just gives me that bird's eye view of everything that's going on, so that when I sit down with my daily insert, I can then start thinking about, okay, today I really need to focus on this, that and the other in order to hit that goal for the end of the week or the end of the month goal. I like to do my daily planning either the night before or the morning of. I will tend to look at how my day has gone, see where tasks have overrun or what didn't quite get done. Maybe there was a distraction that interrupted me from a certain task that means it didn't get completed, or things that just completely got missed, errands that I didn't quite get around to. So once I've got an idea of what's left over from the previous day that needs to be bumped over to the following day, I can then start mapping out my day ahead. I like to look at my weekly insert and my monthly insert, because that will just give me this kind of bird's eye view of what's going on in the grand scheme of things. So that big picture view of, these are the goals that I'm working on this week, this is what I need to get done this month in terms of content creation, these are the products that I want to get designed and made for my Etsy shop. It really just gives me that bird's eye view, as I said, so I can then think, all right, today I need to be working on this, this and this if I'm going to hit this end of week goal. Another thing that I really love about doing this daily planning sort of the night before or the morning of, it means I can be a little bit more spontaneous. As a creative person, spontaneity is quite important to me. There might be a day where energetically I just don't have what it takes to have a heavy filled day of focus work because my brain just isn't there. Maybe I'm feeling fatigued. So I might decide that that will be a day where I go for a walk. And if I'm planning my days like a week ahead, this is my rinse and repeat routine, and oh well, you know, gosh, it's Wednesday, I really ought to be doing XYZ, but Wednesday comes and it's like, I just don't have enough in the tank to do that, then I can just have that flexibility and switch things around if I need to. And it doesn't make it feel like I'm a failure because I'm not sticking to this rigid routine. Although initially I did give up on time blocking, I kind of didn't, because I persevered and found a different way around it. And it wasn't until I kind of had this outsider look of watching I would say kind of a random YouTube video with Ryan Holiday and Cal Newport that I realised, actually, I am time blocking and I am totally rocking it. I also believe that time blocking the empty days, those unstructured work days for doing your focused, essential work that's working on your business rather than in your business, really do feel like time blocking is the secret weapon to getting stuff done. At least I have found that it's worked wonders for me. So whether you're self-employed and working from home like me, or even if you're in an office job or a corporate job, those unstructured work days, by combining those with time blocking, you can really focus on the things that matter and achieve your goals. So I've given you just a brief rundown of how I do my daily planning, but if you want to see how I've got my planner set up in terms of the sections for a functional planning system, then come and join me in this video here.